Hello.
Hello.
Recording now.
Howdy.
Howdy. How's everybody doing tonight?
I'm okay. A battery was dead on my car today. I think it's because I sat in the Popeyes drive-thru yesterday for 47 minutes.
Why? Popeyes isn't worth 47 minutes of your time.
You're waiting on that chicken sandwich?
No, I was trying to get those chocolate beignets.
Oh, okay.
Oh, God.
I thought you were finishing an episode of a TV show.
No.
You watched one episode of Snowfall.
I tried. So, I've been wanting to get them forever. But, when you go to Popeyes, you have to just go ahead and know that you're going to be in the drive-thru for an hour. And that when you do get to the window, they're going to treat you like trash.
I mean,
Everybody
it's not like
knows
Chick-fil-A at Popeyes. They're not nice to you like it.
Oh, they treat everybody. They are non-discriminatory. They treat everyone like shit.
What's she drank?
We're the antithesis of Chick-fil-A.
Yeah, they are.
But I mean, I guess they know they got some products, that nobody else has. I don't know, but those chocolate beignets, it was worth my battery being dead and being treated like garbage.
And so you had to buy a new battery because you waited in line to get some donuts.
Well, it was also because it's been 4 years, and from what I understand in the South, that's about as long as you're gonna get a battery. It's about 4 years.
How good are these beignets?
Okay, so picture Dunkin' Donuts, 1984.
Okay.
The frosted, the sugary with the chocolate frosting inside.
Yeah.
Okay, the powdered one.
Mm-hmm.
Picture it back then when it was that quality.
Okay.
And now picture it hot.
Oh, yum.
And how many they give you? You get like 2?
Well, you can get up to 12, I think, or some shit. I got 6.
Did you eat all 6 of them?
No, we split them.
Oh.
I had 3 of them.
You had 4.
But believe you me, we were counting. You got 3 and I got.
You got one more bite left.
Oh my god, they were really good. I highly recommend them.
Your last one's bigger than my last one.
So you're not into the chicken sandwich war now. Who's got the new chicken sandwiches? You got
McDonald's and KFC both have one now.
Okay.
To compete with Chick-fil-A.
The only one that came close to being as good as Chick-fil-A is it Popeyes?
And Zaxby's.
Yeah, I don't like Zaxby's anymore.
Zaxby's has a new one and it's really good. But yeah, Popeyes is the one that actually put the dent and made the wars start, I think.
Okay. I got to always fall back on Chick-fil-A though, because service and efficiency and the speed in which they get you in and out. Yeah.
And you can buy a 5-pound bag of their nugget ice through the drive-thru.
You can buy what?
A 5-pound bag of that nugget ice.
Oh, fuck
through
yeah.
the drive-thru.
Tonight.
Don't sleep on, Wendy's and Arby's. They've been doing a chicken sandwich all right for a minute.
Yeah. I'm so hungry I could eat at Arby's.
The new Wendy's chicken sandwich with the jalapeno peppers and the cream cheese sauce or whatever is pretty good, but it's not.
But you guys don't live in Tucker, where nearly 90% of the fast food restaurants suck. The service sucks. And
I live in Snowville, and yes.
Oh, that's everywhere. You just decide where you want to go, and it sucks.
I don't know if you're
for your time.
If you're in the rural area on a highway and you pull over, generally you're going to get good service because it's a small town. It's not a city. And besides, look at the quality of the people that they're getting to work. You don't have to work. You can stay home and get them stimmies. So why would you bother hiring anybody? Chick-fil-A does it right. They pay their people enough. They give them scholarships. They teach them how to be courteous, and you get good food. It might not taste as good that Popeye's chicken sandwich was some good shit.
The fact
They're
that
closed on Sunday, so
the fact that the gays still go to Chick-fil-A proves that they got a quality product.
The what?
The gays.
We don't say that anymore.
The gays.
No, learn your letters. LGBTQ.
You know what I mean. The G stands for gay.
Don't all the other ones? I don't know. Anyway, we're not going to wade into those waters and get canceled.
The fact that they still go to Chick-fil-A though proves that the food.
Some of them don't. Some of them still like 10 years ago they gave money to blah blah blah.
I mean, Chick-fil-A still supports causes that are diametrically opposed to the LGBT community, but people still go there.
Yet they hire so many of them, which
Yeah,
always
yeah.
settled me.
Yeah.
I never understood that. Yeah, it was always because everyone I knew in high school that was males anyway that were anywhere near effeminate, they were all worked at Chick-fil-A and they all went to the same church.
Wow.
Well, there you go. They're off on Sundays.
Exactly.
I mean,
See all the comedic fun we could have had with this 10 years ago that we can't now.
I say we rage on. I don't care if we're
Can't rage on.
dinosaurs.
I want to keep doing the podcast. Like,
Who's going to cancel us? Who's
You're-
canceling us?
Steph's a big fan of Tim Dillon, who's a comedian. Jeff, do you like him? Or Dustin, do you like him?
He told me to kill myself.
When?
Yeah. Oh yeah, he's
After that-
okay. I've yet to see anything from him, and admittedly I haven't watched a lot of him, but I haven't seen anything from him that gives me any inkling that he's as big as a lot of people want him to be. Does that make sense?
Right.
He hadn't
he's
proved
not-
himself yet.
His podcast is better than his stand-up.
Yeah, he's not as big as people want him to be, and he's not as big as he probably should be. And he's really funny,
Yeah.
but he's an asshole.
Why did he tell you to kill yourself? What did you say to him?
Well, it was after the Impractical Jokers cruise. I had seen him on the Impractical Jokers cruise and liked him a lot on the
Oh.
cruise. And then he came on Chris DiStefano's podcast and just fucking berated the shit out of all the passengers on the cruise,
Oh, that's lame.
all the Impractical Jokers fans.
Well, he does that with every city he goes
Yeah,
to.
I know. I mean,
I mean,
you
every
called
city he goes to.
but,
You
but
called
why-
out Tim Dillon and he told you to fuck off.
I said, why bite the hand that feeds you? They fucking asked you to be on this cruise, and he's like, oh, fuck, I can't believe you haven't killed yourself by now.
I'm
I was
sorry.
talking about him today because I had no idea he was gay until a week ago. Steph told me, and it makes sense because I've listened to his podcast not as regularly as I should, or I might have known. But this last one I listened to, he's just so frank about it, and he's so much of like he's got that early '90s comedian angst, like a lot of those comedians back then who are angry, and I think they're probably his influences. Who knows? But he does a pretty good podcast, I will say. And then he had some interesting guests on. I like what he has. I think that you would consider him to be part of what's called now the dirtbag left, the liberals who don't like woke culture, don't like not millennials, but they don't like the Gen Zers or whatever the hell they're called, Zennials or whatever. And he's fun to listen to because I would say that I more identify with dirtbag left than I would, QAnon. But I don't know. You spend a summer getting stoned on your porch and you believe just about anything.
He's a funny dude. Don't get me wrong. As a comedian, he has my approval, but just as a person, he's an asshole.
Yeah.
I would 100% agree with Jeff's assessment. He is funny, but he's a dickhead.
Yeah, absolutely. But it is a good podcast. I recommend that podcast. I also recommend the Radio Labyrinth podcast, which you can get if you're tired of the RSS feed. You can. Izzy's excited about it. You just heard her bark when I said RSS feed. That's one of her trigger words. I have to apologize all night long. But you can watch us on YouTube. Dustin made a kick-ass YouTube page and continues to do
Yes, he did.
wonderful things with the videos. And so you can watch us. And even if you don't want to watch us on YouTube, but you listen to the show, please just go and subscribe. All you got to do is click that red button that says subscribe. And that gets us up there. We want to have 1,000 subscribers, so it starts being worth Dustin's time and efforts.
I like the
And
little Homer that you did this last time.
Oh,
where
and yeah, for Tim's.
something, and you had the Homer disappear into
Yeah.
Tim's face.
Yeah.
And then after 1,000, you're fucked. You can't subscribe anymore.
Yeah.
We're locking it at 1,000.
Did we get any new ones this week? Have we had any new?
Yeah, there's been an increase since you put that out there, and I want to thank everybody that subscribed so far, and I'll keep putting them out, and we're still putting out 2 weeks, so let's check back every Thursday, every Saturday for the YouTube, and yeah, please do.
So we're having our kitchen done this week, which my whole everything's discombobulated. So this show, when you're hearing it, I'm just letting you guys know it's going to come out a little later than usual tomorrow and on Tuesday. but it'll be up by noon, hopefully. And
because your oven plays such an important role in the editing of the podcast.
No. I had my computer, my work computer, which, for the last year, like a lot of people, been working from home, doing the radio show in our, it used to be our office. Now it's just kind of like, well, this is where Tim does his radio show. And so, we're back in now. This is week 3 for me back in the studio. And my computer hadn't been updated. So in between last year, the company got bought by another company and that finalized everything. I had a year's worth of Microsoft security updates that needed to be installed. So it wasn't finished till about 5 or 6. So that's why I have to edit it in the morning. But I just wanted to throw it out there that we're getting our kitchen done. We're going from 1960s, 1970s oven to modern oven. Seriously, we had one of those. What are they called? The range. It's like something King. You know what I'm talking about? It's the old in the wall range where you pull.
Yeah, mine still in the
over
wall,
under?
Tim. Gives you the temperature and what to cook a roast at. Yes.
Yeah, it's
Have the
old.
Same oven. Yes.
I
I have a new cooktop, but no, still same old 1978 oven.
Nice. We're getting
I don't use it.
new fridge, new sink, and the guy was here today, so I'm excited about that. So now all we need is a roof and our basement fixed so we don't get flooded and all that fun stuff. But the roof will be nice when we get the roof.
Yeah, that's my my next big one's a roof.
Yeah, we get a roof about 3 years ago. It's nice not to have the rain come in.
Yeah.
Where'd you get it from?
Roofs are us.
Roofs are us. Did you install it yourself?
We had one of those. If somebody from Angie's List came out and did it.
There you go.
I'll get the tires at Home Depot and be over around 4.
I just want to say, though, you've gotten to stay home, and I'm happy for you. But for the rest of us, and I'm only saying this because this bitch in my department was out with COVID for fucking 3 weeks. And then I come in today, and her fucking kids got COVID now. And now she's going to be out for another 2 weeks. And I feel like the rest of us, the fucking 9 of us at work who've never gotten this shit and have been there through this whole time, deserve a goddamn bonus.
Yeah, you should
for
get a
not
bonus.
getting it and for being here through this whole fucking thing.
Yeah, I think all the essential workers should get a 2-week mandatory vacation, like in the middle of the summer.
Yes.
Joe's giving everybody free money. We're going to get another round of it. Jeff, have you had both vaxes yet or just the first?
Just the first. I get the second one April 16th.
So you had Moderna?
No, Pfizer.
Pfizer. I'm getting Moderna on Wednesday.
Hmm.
2 of my coworkers and I are going up to a pharmacy in Gainesville that I hope is not in some dude's basement.
Why you got to go all the way to Gainesville?
Because he offered us to go out there and get it. He's
Oh,
a
really?
pharmacist, yes.
Did you do like eyebrow piercings too?
Yeah, and I'm going to get my junk waxed. And
Just go on the Walgreens app and make an appointment for the Walgreens in Tucker.
no, we're already going. All 3 of us. We're all going up there. It'll be a fun joyride, and hopefully none of us pass out on the way back. See, that's what I'm afraid of. I listen to all these podcasts and read all these news outlets.
No, they make you sit there for 15
Yeah.
minutes after the shot, so they know you're not going to pass out.
Okay, but I'm worried about, like, my dad got it, and then a week later, after a second jab, shot, he had to go to the hospital for a stomach problem, and they weren't related. But of course, my conspiratorial mind is like, I don't want to get this. So, but everybody's getting vaccinated, and my question is, when can we go do shit? You had the CDC lady on TV crying today. Don't do anything. So, what's the point of getting a vaccine?
Well, she's mad about these states that stop their mask mandates.
You mean, but the cases are going down in those states, so that's terrible.
They're not. They're surging in those states, and that's what she was crying about.
Texas and Florida have decreases over the last 4 weeks. So,
Okay.
And that's fact, and it's just fucked up. I don't understand. Here's this vaccine we want everybody to get, and I'm asking. I'm not being a douche. I don't know why everybody has to get vaccinated, but can't do anything. And after you get it, you still got to wear the mask. I don't understand, and I
haven't noticed anybody in Georgia not doing anything. Everybody's doing everything.
Yeah, Georgia.
What aren't they doing?
I just don't.
Keisha just said you could have concerts of 1,200 people.
Oh, she did.
Yeah.
She'll walk that
Well,
back.
she needs to worry about getting some cops back on the street.
Yeah.
Yeah. She should stop worrying about COVID and start getting all the fucking roads in the city fixed, because everything sucks. And I didn't know that, but over the last year, I find it difficult to believe that La Vista and Cheshire Bridge and Piedmont, they're all terrible. And Jeff, your roads always sucked over there, whatever that road is. What is it? Begins with a B.
Bolton Road.
Yeah, Bolton Road. There's potholes everywhere, and that's a rich neighborhood. You'd think that they'd have them fixed. Anyway, I don't know. Going down a
That's Fulton for you, though. I mean, I don't know how they have this many millionaires and billionaires that live in a county. I mean, they're just now getting a new animal shelter built. That shit was from the 60s. It was the worst animal shelter in the whole damn tri-state area.
the one on what is that road? Northside Drive? Or call
Yes.
it? Yeah, the one on Northside Drive. Yeah, that place.
Mhm.
Dump. That's where I got Sherman. We all watched Invincible, which I think was amazing. Jeff nailed it. He's like, guys, you got to watch this. And so we all watched it. And wow. I have to say,
really good.
I don't think it's as good as The Boys, but I think it's a million times better than The Watchmen in that kind of weird genre of superheroes. And I didn't know this. The comic began in 2003, right?
Yeah.
And Kirkman, did he create The Walking Dead too?
Yeah.
Okay, so he's the main guy who created Walking Dead, right?
Yeah.
That was his baby.
That's pretty awesome. I didn't know that he had created this. And it came out the same year as the Venture Brothers, which the entire time I'm watching Invincible, I'm thinking of Venture Brothers because, they deconstructed the boy explorer genre, but they also did superheroes. And the last season of that show should have another season. It'll never will because, fuck Adult Swim. They I don't know what they're making now, but Venture Brothers is a good show. And, the last we heard, I was looking for new updates on it. November 2020 was the last time there was a news story about it that HBO was working on, allowing them to do a movie for closure, but I don't know where that is. But anyway, it puts me in mind of that show, this show Invincible. But the voice actors are great. The story is great. I just love it.
Love J.K. Simmons as Omni-Man. He's great.
Yeah.
Me too. I love it. Yeah.
All the voice cast is great.
Yeah, Stephen Yeun. I love him
Yeah.
as the main character.
Yep.
Yeah, he's
Now-
hot right now.
Spoiler
Got
alert.
this and the movie out. And was it Mion or Me?
Yeah.
Yeah, big spoiler
Bernard.
alert. At the end of the first episode is just kind
Yeah.
of functional, right?
They
Yeah.
try and trick you though.
Yeah.
They show the credit thing, and then you're like, oh, okay, it's over, and then boom, it comes back. It's like, oh my fucking god.
Yeah. And it just blew me away. That ending was amazing. And that's when I thought, okay, yeah, I'm gonna stick with this show. And then every episode's been good. So there's what they put
I've only
3
seen
out.
the first 2 so far.
Oh, you haven't watched the third one? There's 3 out,
Yeah.
and then they're going
Yeah.
weekly, right?
Yeah, the third one's great too. All 3 were really good.
Yeah, I've
So-
only done 2 myself.
See, the original Guardians of the Globe. Now, those are the people that, you'll just have to watch. Ross Marquand, how do you say his name?
Yeah.
From Walking Dead. Lauren Cohen, Chad Coleman, all these people from Walking Dead. Michael Cudlitz, Lenny James, Sonequa Martin Green. And then, of course, they have a new roster of it's Zachary Quinto, who you know from tons of stuff. American Horror Story, Heroes from NBC.
Spock.
He's
Oh, yeah,
very
he's
funny as the robot guy. He's
Yeah.
very funny.
Yeah.
Yep. Oh, I love that. Yeah, Robot. Jillian Jacobs is Adam Eve, which is
Gillian.
Yeah. Oh, Gillian. I'm sorry.
He always corrects me too. Gillian.
Gilligan's Island is Adam Eve. I call her the Pink Lantern. You can really tell who some of these characters are based off of.
All right.
Oh, yeah.
Melise Zhao as Duplicate, which is a cool character. I love the guy having sex with 3 of her.
Rafi.
Yeah.
Rafi.
Yep. Walter Goggins. That's who's the head of the agency. And so there's just
The scarred up guy.
that character is cool too. And now there's something going on. Now the character that it didn't. Oh my God, I am having such a brain fart today. It's the pollen. I swear to God, it's the pollen. Madman. Duh.
Yeah, John Hamm is a voice.
John Hammond's voice. Does his kid have powers?
I don't know.
Don't you think if you watched any of that, you guys, because he talks about his kid, he's his stepson, and his stepson wanted to go to England, and he takes him to England, and he sees the queen, sees Buckingham Palace. But I'm thinking that there's a sub story there where that kid has powers, and you don't know who his father is. So I want to find out about that. Maybe it's maybe he's an illegitimate, maybe he's Invincible's half brother. I don't know. I'm just spitballing here.
There's a lot of fans of the comic book. They're like, oh, see, everybody's coming around now. Where were you 20 years ago when this comic book came out?
I like Darkblood, the demon private investigator.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I like him too. Yeah. He's
Hellboy.
Hellboy and Rorschach.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what I thought.
Hellshack. Hellshack.
It makes me want to read the comics, though. I wonder if you can get a omnibus of the whole series.
You probably can.
Seth Rogen was good too. It was about Alan the alien.
Yeah.
Cyclops.
Yeah, you got to watch episode 3 because there's an interesting thing that happens with Robot at the end. So check that out. So I guess that's a yes from all of us, and we'll be talking about that a little bit more. If you haven't had a chance to watch it yet, it is on Amazon Prime.
Mm-hmm. Don't be fooled by the credit thing popping up because there's still more show after the credit thing.
I like how it does the comic title card. I guess he was, and then it'll Invincible.
Yes. Yeah, that's great. I love how they set the show up. Got another show that Steph recommended that I watched the first episode of and am now totally going to watch all of is ZeroZeroZero, which is also on Amazon Prime. Another cocaine show. And let me tell you why. I'm looking for something to watch because I'm definitely never going to watch. I'm not going to watch any more of the Falcon and the Winter Snowman. That show just got boring to me, and it's a message show. The character. I love the characters. I love Falcon. I've always liked Falcon as a character back in the comic book days. But I don't need the lecture. So if you're going to do the lecture, somebody else can have that. I watched a 4-hour movie about superheroes that didn't have any lectures in it, and it was great. So you can do it in a half an hour or however long they show it. But ZeroZeroZero, Italian crime drama. It has cocaine dealers. It has Gabriel Byrne. It has Andrea Riseborough, who's a good actress. Is she related to the people we went to high school with, do you think?
No, but their older sister was named Andrea Riseborough.
Oh, really? Did you ask them if they're related?
No.
Yeah, I wonder though.
She looks like Christopher Walken.
She does. Okay, and she looks like her brother too. But the storytelling on ZeroZeroZero is really good. It's layered nicely, and it's good acting, good directing, and good writing, and that's a good recipe for a good show. As long as you got cocaine.
I'm so mad that it's already over. I mean, you got 8 episodes, and that's it. It's just a mini series.
Good. Oh yeah, I know that sucks. You want more, but 8 episodes, you can digest 8 episodes.
Great ending.
Great. Okay. So you watched all of it. Jeff, are you into that?
Oh,
yeah. I haven't checked it out yet.
Oh, I thought you replied with something. So you just gave a spoiler for Snowfall that I don't get.
You'll forget about it by the time you get to that episode.
Yeah, man, okay. They did him wrong.
They did do Fatback wrong. It was very upsetting.
Fatback. What a name.
It was very upsetting.
Dustin, did you check out ZeroZeroZero?
After Steph's recommendation and warning, I warned the missus that there was a child death, and we 86'd it. So I'll pick it back up, but yeah, I haven't watched it yet.
It's just it's just in that first episode, and just that one scene, which is very graphic and real, as I'm sure Tim can attest to. Whenever that kid gets shot in the marketplace,
that's terrible.
But then past that, it's just regular people getting their faces blown off.
Okay, well, I'll check it out for sure because I was interested in it before. That's why I asked you about it when I saw it last week.
It is 100%. I'm telling you, it is like The Godfather meets Narcos. You get the whole Italians that are buying the weed from the Mexicans. And then the Americans who are the brokers. They're the shipping magnates that are moving it for them. I mean, and they tell each story so well.
I will check it out.
And another recommendation that everybody's been telling me, Jeff and Steph been telling me to watch this for a long time. I'm now midway through season 2 of Snowfall, which is that's a show that you can't stop watching. It's difficult for me to go to bed. I'm like, oh, just one more, just one more, just one more. The acting is so good. Characters acting is so good. Also,
oh, you're in the middle of season 2, so you saw.
I don't know how far I am. I maybe
at
4, so that's not the middle.
I was gonna say.
Yeah, nothing.
Rough stuff.
I like to be surprised. Also, but I love how everybody now from season 1, they're all kind of interacting together in season 2 to build a better market for cocaine and crack. And you guys had said the other day that they never really got into crack, but they got into crack right away, quickly.
No, I don't think we said they didn't get into crack, because the whole show is about the dude that started crack.
Okay, they didn't get into. So is any of this true? I haven't looked into it. Is it based on true events?
It's based on true.
Because someone was asking me today, do you believe the CIA really smuggled cocaine to fund the Contras? And the answer to that question is yes, because there's proof of it. You can just go Google it and find out. There's that guy out of Arkansas who used to fly the planes and land at the Arkansas airport. Now, this was during the 80s. He'd fly the cocaine in and then fly the arms down to Nicaragua and Honduras and stuff like that.
I mean, why wouldn't you think that they would think this is a win-win? Let's put it into the poor neighborhoods and they'll do away with themselves.
Well, here's my take on that. If this is true, that the CIA, because they couldn't get funding for the Contras from Congress to fight against the Sandinistas, and they had to do all this nefarious stuff, which led to the Iran-Contra hearings. If the Democrats had just given Reagan the money he wanted, we never would have had a cocaine problem, which isn't true. We would have had a cocaine problem. Somebody would have.
It's all in how you look at it. I mean, not a lot of people feel like cocaine is a problem.
No.
Some people feel like it's a solution.
Okay. Yeah.
It gets really high.
Yeah. It's just an observation. Just an observation. The all we heard about in the 80s was crack and AIDS and crack kills, AIDS. And
those were the good times. I wish now that's all we had to worry about was crack and AIDS. Those were good old days.
Compared to now, yeah, I guess so. What kind of drug do we have? We have meth, which just destroys you, and meth and COVID. Let's see.
Bath salts.
Turns
people into zombies. Crocodile.
Opioids. Opioids are the number one killer.
Yep.
Yeah. Go figure. It comes out of a prescription bottle, and that's what took down America.
Yep, that's right. So, what else is going on? I don't really have a lot to talk about tonight. Just, no one cares about my kitchen. And I've already done my what I watched. So if anyone who posted this, this fake TV thing from Metacritic? That's
I did.
Yeah, that's funny. You want to read some of these?
Yeah, on Metacritic.
Metacritic.com.
It's a website that I look at sometimes for my staff picks.
Mm-hmm.
See just what's coming on TV and whatever. For April 1st, for April Fool's Day, they put some fake shows on there.
Mm-hmm.
And some of them are pretty funny, like Good Eats, hosted by Army Hammer. A Connect 4 game show only for Tesla cars. That'll play on your Tesla screen.
Yeah, look at the cast of this: Pitbull, Daniel Day-Lewis, Snooki, and Hugh Jackman. They actually have some real ones.
A before show for the Netflix after party show. So before after party.
Netflix before.
Yeah.
I like I Can Smell Your Lunch.
Yeah, I like that one.
A celebrity panel led by Ken Jeong attempts to identify the contents of a variety of day-old meals. Lego The Wire. Oh my God. I would love that.
Wouldn't Lego The Wire be amazing?
Omar coming. Now the ones with links are actually real.
Some of them are real. Yeah. They just like intersperse some fake ones in there for April Fool's Day.
The Snyder cut of Biodome replaces Pauly Shore with Joaquin Phoenix and adds 80 minutes of exclusive footage. Let's see what else. Claws Out, the first TV cat grooming competition series. Meghan and Harry, the Oprah interview, the musical, the series. Oh, that's awesome. Some funny shit. That's some funny shit. Nice to see stuff like that still going on. Still funny stuff. But anyway, I'm done talking about what I watched. If somebody wants to talk about what they watched.
Well, you said like what I watched, except for the only thing that you didn't mention was I watched Tina, that Tina Turner documentary.
I taped that. I haven't watched it yet.
It is so good. One of the best music documentaries I've seen. I mean, a lot of it you know about her and Ike, but they did a wonderful job with the old footage and the old concert footage and stuff. I'm a huge Tina fan. I love her.
She was awesome. They were an awesome band. You know, I mean, Tina Turner's great. She was the great front person for that band, but boy, he was a good musician and that whole band was good.
Yeah,
I mean, he was an asshole, but
yeah, I mean, she definitely said that he was an incredible guitar player and producer and all that. But I mean, man, when you see their old footage of their live performances, she's just electric.
Oh, hell yeah. I've watched her just moving around and singing. We never do anything nice or slow.
She just tears it up. But so that was like the only other thing really that I watched.
Bush.
And Invincible and ZeroZeroZero, which I was totally hooked on. But I do have a staff pick. It's called Made for Love. And it's a dark comedy that's premiering on HBO Max on April 1st. It's with that girl that was in one of the Dark Mirrors.
It's the girl from How I Met Your Mother. She was the mother on How I Met Your Mother.
Right.
And she was in Palm Springs.
Palm Springs.
Yeah.
And so it's like, it sounds a lot like Elon Musk and Grimes. And her character is like the Grimes character. After 10 years, she escapes from her techno billionaire boyfriend who has kept her prisoner basically all this time. And he's got like a microchip in her brain and all this other
her
stuff.
boyfriend is that dude that was in the Your Pretty Faces Go in Hell episode with Josh Warren, where they were roommates.
Okay. Yes. And so her dad's Ray Romano. So she finally gets away from him and she goes home to her dad. But it looks like it's pretty funny.
Yeah, I'm going to watch that. Are you going to watch that Rebel Wilson dog show?
What's that on? I don't know. I've had about an ass full of her.
Really?
I really have.
I think it may be on Fox coming out. I think
related to Brian Wilson.
No.
Okay. So
I might try and watch it. She just gets on my nerves.
We've reached the end of the Phillips and the Wilsons, because it seems like there's always a new one of those two popping out. Okay.
Well, she has nothing to do with them. I mean, she's Australian, for God's sake.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Well, I watched Falcon and the Winter Soldier 2. Nobody else cares about that. I watched Bad Trip on Netflix.
What's that? No.
How was that?
It's pretty funny. It's like it's the Impractical Jokers movie, only funnier.
Okay.
So watch the Impractical Jokers movie on HBO Max, and then flip over and watch Bad Trip on Netflix, and just see which one you think is funnier. Because it's basically the same movie where they go around just fucking with people, hidden camera pranks.
Yeah, it looked like a mix between Impractical Jokers and like Borat.
Yeah,
like an urban African American version of Borat.
Yeah, but I laughed a lot during Bad Trip. It was very funny.
I'll check that out.
And that just came on Netflix this week. And my stat pick, of course, is going to be King Kong versus Godzilla. It's Wednesday.
Ooh, can't wait.
Yeah.
Is that Wednesday? Wow.
Yep,
yeah,
this Wednesday.
I had to get it in before the end of the month.
Yes. I'll watch it as I convalesce with my COVID shot, vaccine shot.
You'll be the one that gets sick from it.
Stop. I don't even want to think about it.
Tim's allergic to microchips.
I watched Invincible, excuse me, of course. Debris on NBC. It's still good. It's still trucking right along. It's getting a little more specific as far as the stuff going on with the alien machines and stuff. So that's kind of neat. It's neat how they've got groups from different countries collecting pieces and trying to figure out the alien technology. It's kind of reminiscent of the second Independence Day, where all this alien technology was left, and so humans are in different factions are trying to gain control over it. So that aspect of it is kind of neat. I kind of like that part. Let's see. Also, I watched Falcon and the Winter Soldier. I liked it. I mean, I thought it was a good episode. I mean, It kind of opened up it did have that little, racist thing in the beginning with the police, and then it kind of just kept going over it again. But I like the story and how it's progressing, how they brought in Nemo at the end, or Zemo at the end.
Just because we're not going to watch it doesn't mean you can't talk about it. You guys can talk about it.
Well, can we just have a general discussion about the fact that part of my issue with it is these generic super soldiers, which I did not find exciting, and I don't understand why Wyatt Russell's character, does he have the juice or does he not have the juice? It doesn't seem like he's got the juice.
He doesn't have the juice yet.
How's he throwing that shield like that and stuff?
Well, the shield does it on its own. The shield's doing it out of memory. I mean, once you throw it, the inertia of that vibranium that's where the power lies.
So, I thought he was a super soldier because of the way he was throwing that shield around.
No, he's not. And the fact that that terrorist group has like 8 of them, or at least 8 that you see in that episode on the trucks, just lets you know that somehow that serum got out. And if it gets out to a larger extent, it'll be more than they can control. And they keep throwing back in that, well, is it part of the trilogy? It's either aliens, wizards, or androids. Right. And everybody keeps bringing that up. It's like, who are we fighting today? It's going to be one of those 3, because with the Avengers, it's always one of those 3.
I'm just exhausted with racist storylines. Why does this have to be in everything? I mean, it's like, can't you escape?
Why are they putting all that woke shit in there? Is it to attract millennials?
It's Disney, and I think, to me, it sounds like there's 20 people at a conference table, and maybe 4 or 5 are millennials or have that mindset, and they pepper that in, and those probably the rest of those people at the table look to them to pepper that stuff in. That's just where we are right now, and as far, but they didn't overdo it. Because I was watching it after I saw comments on mentioning it. And up to that point, if you turned it off after you saw that, I could see where you'd think it would go that way. But pretty much once it's mentioned, they go right past it, and don't really come back to it.
It wasn't just the cops part of it, because the lead in was, we had this one African-American super soldier. Now this one, though, we threw him in jail and blah, blah, blah. So then they made it very, and then straight from that out into the street where the white cops pull up and they're like, "Oh, Bucky, is he being mean to you? Is that black guy doing it to you?" I mean, it was just so heavy-handed.
Yeah, is this L.A. in 1984 or is it America?
It's the United States after 5 years of being in martial law. The fact that they have police officers on duty at this point, is kind of amazing. If you're looking at it from a writer's standpoint, you're going to have and that's exactly what that faction is trying to do. They're the flag smashers, I think is what they're called. So their idea of a utopia was the way that it was, with half the people gone on Earth, and the borders were opened up and there was no control. They're looking for that again, and that's what they're trying to push. So in a world where you're now having to worry about invasions from aliens, androids, or wizards, you're also having to deal with what's going on with the populace, that's been thrown back together after being in, we've been in quarantine for the last year, but throw everybody back out in the public, you're going to have people with attitudes.
That's a good point. But if people on Earth are worried about an alien invasion, they're not going to be worried if a black person moves into their neighborhood, or you know what I mean, or if a white guy. People don't really rule. When it comes to fear in things that cause, as far as socially that we have, it's not gonna, it's either gonna heal everybody and bring everybody together, or it's gonna break everybody apart. And that's kind of what this show rides the crux of, because everything's just now being thrown back together. Okay.
That's just the way I looked at it. But
this is good discussion, right?
Yeah.
And if Wyatt Russell's not a super soldier, he's gonna have a fucking hard time with those flag smashers.
Yes, very much so.
Maybe he won't make it out of the whole series.
He's definitely got his attitude. He definitely carries that same bravado, with it. But getting to see this, this last episode, I like his character. It's kind of funny how they split up at the end of it. And he was like, if you're not going to be with me, get out of my way, or don't be in my way. Everybody was like, "Oh, is he going to be a bad guy?" And it's like, I don't think he's going to be a bad guy. I think he's trying to be a good guy, but he wants to make sure that, if you're not going to help him, don't get in his way.
All right,
I don't
here's
think he
where
has much to work with.
Can I say that this is where I stopped watching it? I didn't stop watching it after the police thing. I stopped watching it after the group therapy. That's when I was like,
well, hey, there's
fuck
group
this.
therapy in 000.
I'm not doing this with the two of them facing each other and talking about their feelings and all this crap. I was like, oh my God.
Well, they had the same attitude. They had, I thought it would be different if they were like, okay, and then they buckled to the actual interview, but they didn't. They felt the same way you did. It was like, whatever I can say to get out of this room, that's what I'm going to say. And that's what they said. But yeah, I mean, I can get it. I mean, but I'll keep watching it just because it's connected to a tiny, to a giant story for me. So it's kind of like, Dark Tower books. I won't not read one.
Yeah. I like the characters. I'm going to keep watching it.
Yeah.
And I like Wyatt Russell.
Yeah, me too. He's probably one of my favorite people right now, or it has been for the last couple of years. And to see him get into something like this, I mean, it's kind of a weird role to have in the Marvel universe, but hey, at least he's there.
I just kept wishing I just kept thinking while I was watching the show, I'm like, and they got rid of Lodge 49.
Yeah,
really?
no doubt.
Yeah.
I mean, the show was so good.
I have major questions about the other items or the other things that you watched, Dustin. So before you get to them, why not the Matthew Broderick one?
Well, honestly, I've seen that one.
It's terrible.
A million times.
Oh, okay.
It was one of those that you watched when there wasn't anything else out there to watch about Godzilla.
Yeah, he was a velociraptor.
Yeah, exactly.
All the velociraptors at the end chasing around Madison Square Garden. I can't believe you did this to yourself, though. You rewatched Godzilla King of the Monsters, and Kong Skull Island.
Well, the main reason that I watched them, of course, because of the new ones coming out,
right?
But the director of these movies, are you guys familiar with him? As far as his work,
what's his name?
His name is Gareth Edwards.
Heard of that name? He
originally, his first movie that he did was, and that's the reason why I followed him ever since. It's because he made a movie called Monsters, probably about 10 years ago. And it was the coolest idea because the movie is about this guy who has to go into a quarantined area in Texas and Mexico where an alien had landed, or something had landed, like a meteorite.
Saw that was good.
Yeah, and these monsters started coming up, so there was this zone that was a safe zone, and he had to go in and get his boss's daughter and bring her back to the United States. And the whole movie, though, if you've seen it, you know it was all shot with 6 people in the crew. They had the 3 actors and 3 other people. They shot with cameras. They did everything guerrilla style. And at the very, very end, when they were editing, all of the special effects were done on a Mac. And that's it. I mean, you watch that whole movie, it looks like it's produced by a studio, but it was done by a guy, 5 of his friends, and a MacBook.
I'm gonna have to watch
that. It's amazing. It's a really good movie. And ever since then, I've followed to see what he would do. And when he made that, the first thing they gave him was Godzilla, the remake. And, it had its problems. Watching them again, I definitely,
Don't you think the problems of all those movies come from the studio and not from the directors? I think
the input.
Yeah, got to be the studio. Well, we need this, and we need this, and we need this, and we need this.
And he's like Skull Island, though.
Yeah, he's all about monster movies. I mean, that was his thing. Was he wanted to see real monster movies, kind of the same way they took the Pacific Rim when Guillermo del Toro was it? No, I always get him.
Yeah, he did the first one.
The first one, yes, he didn't do the second one, but he did.
One.
Right.
Yeah, first one was
but the first one, he wanted to make, a kaiju movie or a big monster movie and have them be the focus of the movie. That's the same way he went about this. But then all the Millie Bobby Brown stuff and, the family aspect and the people and, that was all, I'm sure, studio at least curtailed, if not, created. But yeah, I watched them all just to kind of see how the story progressed and how it's going to turn out. And honestly, I've got about a 50-50 shot, I think, of it being a decent movie.
It'll be fun regardless.
Yeah.
Even if it stinks, it's still Godzilla versus King Kong, and that's cool.
Right.
No.
The Skull Island is not. That's a fun movie to watch.
Yeah.
I didn't like it when I first watched it because I was like, oh, come on, Vietnam movie with a big ape in it. But I've watched it again and it's good. Especially
It's much better a second watch. Yeah.
it is. I agree.
My staff pick this week is Law and Order SVU this Friday. Is going to be a crossover episode with the organized crime show that's coming out. You know, they're starting a new, you know, limb of Law and Order, and but this one's going to have Christopher Meloni coming back as the same character from SVU.
Elliot.
And then he's going to break off, and this is going to be an organized crime version of SVU with Christopher Meloni being the head. So that's great TV in my book.
I love it.
it.
Really good if he was the character from Happy in this.
Instead of Elliot, yeah.
Actually, or the character from
Oz.
Harold and Kumar.
Oh.
That'd be even better.
I want to be the character.
I can hear
from
every
Oz.
word you're saying.
He should be this character from Wet Hot American Summer.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's a good.
Yeah.
So we're saying it. We like him, except we don't want him to be
Yeah.
this character from True Blood. He is. I hope this show is good. Now, who's going to be the organized crime? Because obviously, there's not an Italian mob around anymore. But is that going to be the focus?
I don't know. I'm kind of curious to see. I mean, I think they'll probably try to bring. I mean, the organized crime will probably be broken down into more, like you said, that's more 60s, 70s, 80s. The Italian mob. I think this will be, you know, probably bring in international,
Russians,
maybe Chinese,
Yeah.
or
Yakuza.
So, Yakuza, or you know, cartels, or you know, anything else. But I think it'll definitely be a limb that SVU hasn't tackled yet, which is kind of hard to imagine. They've had so many shows doing so many episodes.
Yeah, but there's sex crimes. So unless a mob boss, you know, molests another mob boss.
Yeah, that might be a good show.
Hey, Vinny, get over here. Bend over. Yeah. Things break. Cool.
Ice-T will probably be on all of these, I would imagine.
Yeah. I'll be on that show. They'll have chores for me to run and on that one too. I haven't watched
The
it.
scratchy.
No. I know that he's a huge character now, but back in like the middle of the run of this series, I was like, Munch, you go do this. Finn, you go do the paperwork. Damn, they always made him do the shit work, and he's like the coolest
Isn't
cop
that
on the show.
That Meloni bit where he was like, no, and he gets some scratchy lottery tickets. It was all.
We found semen in the ear canal of the victim.
Yeah.
Tell me that this girl was molested? You mean to tell me?
So I haven't watched SVU in a long time, just because I didn't really like it much when Elliot left, and I especially didn't like it after Dan Florek left, because he was a cool character. Except all
Did they say where Elliot went? Did he go to work on the organized crime unit on the?
Why did
on
he
SVU?
leave the show? Yeah, they didn't say why, did they?
Yeah, I think he went undercover to, and that's because that's pretty much what the ads seem to, you know, he was working the whole time.
And his wife didn't want him working there anymore. I know that because they're
Right.
marital problems.
Well, that and his daughter too.
Yeah.
You know, and then they had that crossover with Chicago,
Yeah.
SVU, and you know, and then people died. You know, some of the officers died and got killed by the serial killer, and that kind of split everybody up. I think it was just at that point it was probably contract negotiations, but
Cool. Well,
why I
everyone,
left the first
if
time.
you're an SVU fan, make sure you don't miss this, and tweet us, post on Facebook on the Radio Shack on Facebook, post the stuff that you're watching that we're not covering, or recommend something to us you think we'll like. Because if you listen to the show, you know where our tastes are, and we'll talk about it on the show. And if you have any guest suggestions, send them our way. If you know of a business that's cool that we'll all like. I really like the interviews we've been doing lately, so I would love to do more. If you guys have any ideas out there as listeners, let us know.
Oh, so we got a raffle coming up where you can win like a bunch of Lazy Boy stuff and some other stuff and money and all this other jazz. So I'll post the link for it.
Okay.
I don't have the details right here, right now, but it's not until like next month or whatever. So we got that raffle coming up. So BarkvilleDogRescue.org, all of the proceeds go to fund our medical bills and the whatnot for our dogs. We have probably about over 100 dogs in the program right now. So if you'd like to foster, if you'd like to donate money, or if you'd like to help us out, go to barkvilledogrescue.org. Also, the shelters are starting to fill up again because it's spring and so on and so forth. So if you want to just go cut out the middleman, cut us out. I mean, you got to do what you got to do. You got a little bit more of a wild streak. You're like, what am I going to get? Go to Gwinnett County Animal Shelter. They've got plenty of dogs and cats right now at I think the adoption fee is like $60. So either way, barkvilledogrescue.org or Gwinnett County Animal Shelter. Woof.
Hey guys, we have a new shirt available on our web store. Just look at the link in the show notes. I'll also be posting it on social media. The Blockbuster video logo, sort of tribute to the last Blockbuster movie, and we're going to send one to the guest we had on recently, and also
designed by my husband. My husband designed this.
That's right, Pickle Drew.
Per Kim's instruction.
Pickle, and we got some stickers coming too that we'll be giving away. So be on the lookout for those. Thank you guys. Good show. And again, just because we're not watching something, you guys can talk about it. I'm usually the one that doesn't watch anything, and look, I come around eventually, don't I?
Sometimes.
Snowfall.
You just got to play the long game.
Yeah, that's what
wait you out.
Yeah, wait
a couple of years.
Wait 4 seasons, and then Tim will start watching it.
Yeah, my letter, Kenny. Wait 5 years.
Text behind your back about the Falcon though and the Winter Soldier. We'll just keep our own little private text.
I thought you noped.
Yeah, I'm noped.
Oh, okay. Got to have solidarity. It's a 50-50. Maybe I'll watch it. I don't know. I probably will. Who the fuck knows? Hey, until this weekend show, make sure that you keep it canon.